back to Frontline Real Estate. We are getting closer to the end of the year, and I want to do a video just to give you an update on the market just before the year finishes here, 2018. It has definitely been an interesting time. The market, from being a crazy market about a year ago, 2 years ago, it was crazy busy. We had multiple offers flying off the shelves. Properties wouldn't last on the market more than 7 days, 10 days at the max. And now we are starting to slowly see a shift. The market has definitely cooled down. Some markets a little bit more than others, but if we talk detached market, I've been blogging about this over the last couple of weeks, months. We are definitely in a slowdown, and it is a buyer's market for that detached house market. So we've seen some very nicely priced properties that have come on the market. We're maybe about anywhere between 10 to 15% off peak prices in that detached market segment. The condo and townhouse market has been a completely different segment, but I am starting to see that it is starting to cool down as well. Not as sharp as the detached market, but there's definitely have been a cool down of prices and particularly of sales. So when condo would go on the market and it wouldn't last more than 10 days and we would have multiple offers, now we're seeing things sticking on the market. I will say one thing though, the good stuff always sells in a good or bad market, and the nice thing that I'm seeing is we are getting some good quality units come on the market, something we haven't seen in a while, or if we did it would be a crazy bidding war. Now we're seeing those good quality units come on the market. They're staying a little bit longer for people to take a look at, maybe 2-3 weeks, some up plus 30 days. So there is that room for negotiation on that good property, but I will say this, it does not matter the market that we're in, a hot market, a slow market, the good stuff always sells. It's just the nature of the business. Everybody wants to buy the best possible unit for the price. Something else I've noticed in the market, the things that are selling in the detached market is mostly the estate sales where people need to sell the house to get somebody maybe into long-term care, or somebody's passed away and they need to sell the property. Divorce cases, somebody needs to really sell, or they really need to move out of the city and they have to sell. Because remember guys, if you don't have to sell, do not sell your property. There's no reason. We live in a great rental market, as many of you know, or those who rent know, where things are renting for prime value. So what that means is if you don't need to sell the property and the market's not giving you what you want, most people are selecting to rent it and keep it for the next 2-3 years, or until the market recoups, and at that time you can look into possibly selling or not. But yeah, don't rush to sell. If you don't need to sell, there's no need to start pushing the panic button here, especially in a market like Vancouver that's so desirable to live in, and we have such a demand of rental property. I mean, vacancy rates, we know they're at 1 to 0%. So I always tell my sellers when they start to see prices decline, hey, do you think I should sell? Say, hey, well, listen, wait a moment. Do you think you really need to sell, or why are you asking me that question? And they say, oh, they give me this crazy reason where they've lost a job, or there might be a different situation. There's also always other alternatives to look at before selling the property. But keep in mind, we're going to be working with more buyers over the next couple of months, just because there's some good buying opportunities out there. For those people wanting to move up, it will be interesting to see what happens beginning of 2019. I think there will be more inventory coming on the market, and the cars are out, to see if either they're going to sell or they're going to be sticking on the market. I think we're just getting back to a more balanced market, a more standard, sellers, buyers market. Nobody's going to be on the winning side or losing side. Sellers are not going to give these things away, and buyers are becoming a bit more cautious of what they're willing to pay. So it indicates a more balanced market, and a lot of us out there in the business are going to have to work hard to either sell properties and also to put good offers on the table. So yeah, it's just the nature of the beast. We got ups and downs. Right now we're in a balanced to down market, but there is opportunity out there for the right people. So keep that in mind. Interest rates are continuing to go up. So if you are a buyer, you might be thinking, oh well, I'm going to wait until prices drop another 10%. But if interest rates go up another percent or two, you're going to be in the same position when it comes to payments. So keep that in mind. At the end of the day, if it doesn't matter if it's up market or down market, if you're going to buy a property, buy it with the idea to keep it anywhere between 5 to 7 years. Don't worry about the ups and downs in the market. Worry about having it for long term, and that's going to really help the situation and put you in a really good spot. Forget about the seasonal ups and downs. Just concentrate on long term, and in the long term, you're going to be much better. Ask anybody you want. Ask your grandparents. How much they bought their house for, how much it's worth today. Ask somebody that bought a house 7 years ago how much they paid for it and how much is it worth it today. They've gone through ups and downs, but in the long run, it's a good investment to have. So my predictions for 2019, I believe that the market will continue to be a balanced market with some very good buying opportunities. I don't foresee the market going crazy. We're going to have the springtime. Well, I believe there's going to be quite an inventory coming on, but at the same time, there's been a lot of buyers holding back. So imagine a lineup of buyers kind of waiting on the sidelines. At some point, they're going to decide to jump back in, and that's where we're going to see a lot of activity. And I do believe it will happen in the spring to summer of 2019. So guys, it's always a pleasure to give you an update on the market. We will continue monitoring. Please subscribe and follow our blog, and we will continue to put videos out there that gives you some idea what the market is doing.